to talk about down blocking. All right, this is your first form of defense. There are multiple levels of defense. We always use our head first, then our hands, then our sprawl. If we're defending a single leg and he starts to circle, then we go whizzer. And then at the end, we're either going for stalemate or we're going for scramble. A lot of wrestlers will ignore the head and the hands, sometimes even the sprawl, and they like to just go right for scramble. When you're doing something like this, you're avoiding 4 different levels of defense: head, hands, sprawl, whizzer, or hip pressure, and then you go to scramble. If you're wrestling an opponent and they only have to go through 1 forms of your defense instead of 5 forms, if you think about that logically, it's a lot easier to get through 1 thing than it is 5 things. So always make sure you have a very strong down block and you have strong fundamentals, because that's what really wins championships, whatever you want to say. Anyways, moving on. My down block. A lot of coaches will teach down blocks where this hand goes down and this leg goes up and the leg moves back and it's off the ground right there. I don't think that's a good move. I think that's a bad move when we go down here and this leg's up in the air. This leg is planted. I'm not very balanced right here. If he were to take a reach shot and drive into me, he could knock me over. He can go through that arm, and it doesn't allow me to move my feet. What we need to be doing is we need to get this hand down, our hands down, and our head down. Now, if we're meeting head level correctly and they're also dropping in to shoot, it is okay to put my head down with them if my head is connected. Or I see them coming in at an angle and I go and I meet my head down with this angle. What we don't want to do is, when they're standing up and before they shoot, is put my head down here, because then I'm vulnerable to a front headlock and all sorts of other things, getting clubbed in the head, pulled on, none of which is fun. Now, when we're down blocking, we always want to down block away from the shot. I don't have a partner here with me, but if someone is shooting directly at me and they're shooting at this leg, away from the shot would be circling for me to my left. I'm going to be circling this way. I wouldn't want to down block and circle towards the right. That would give him more opportunity to recover and possibly finish. If he was coming from this angle, say he was in front of me, he stepped to this side and then started coming in at this angle, same thing. I don't want to down block into that shot. I want to down block and circle away. My hands go down and I'm going to circle away. Even if he's coming from this way, right here, all right, if he's coming from this way right here, he's probably doing a sweep single, which means he's going to wrap around and try to come this way. That same situation, I'm going to be down blocking and circling that way, unless he's doing something like a low ankle where he's dropping straight down and then coming in. And in that situation, I would want to circle the opposite way, because it is, in fact, circling away from the shot in that situation. All right, now that we covered the main concepts of the down block, I'm going to show you the technique for it. What I'm going to do is, let's say they're shooting at this leg and they're shooting straight on. All right, my hands are going to go down, my foot's going to go back, and I'm going to circle away. Most likely what's going to happen is you're going to make head contact, or if he gets under your head, it's because he had to drop his excessively low, and then he's going to be met with my hands and my feet are moving back. He's going to end up on his face. He's not going to be able to get his chest up because he's too low. So this foot goes back, these hands go down, my head's going to go down and meet his head. He takes his shot, boom. I move my head down, I make head contact right there. Sometimes we get hit in the face. It's not always pleasant, but it's wrestling. When your adrenaline's pumping, you're not going to feel a thing. He goes and shoots at this leg, hand goes down, I'm down blocking and circling away. Real simple, it's not too complicated. The hard part is making sure that you keep your head in front of his. If he can't get his head past your head, he can't possibly get to your legs. If you think about it logically, if your head always stays in front of his and he starts shooting this way, and your head's right here, and he starts reaching for this leg, these hands go down, this leg goes back, and I'm circling. If he can't get past your head, he can't get to your legs. So one more time, right here, this leg's gonna go back, my head's gonna go down and meet his head, and I'm gonna circle away. Circle away, hands go